I love the next question. Are there any supplements I would recommend for memory loss? I'm not as sharp as I used to be. Well, welcome to that club, I can tell you. This is a fascinating subject. The worldwide brain boosting supplement industry is worth $8 billion. So there's lots out there, lots of information. I could write a book on it. So I'll do a quick delve into those which do have evidence in their favour. Now I say that because hard, good evidence is hard to find. Mainly because supplements are regulated in a completely different way to medications, and they don't have as much interest for Big Pharma as medications. But let's go through a few of the ones that look like they've got good evidence. So the first one is L-theanine, an amino acid found naturally in mushrooms, black and green teas. There's a little bit of data on this to show that patients who took a 100 milligram dose then performed better in 2-hour monitored tasks than those who took a placebo. There's no established dose, but people normally take between 100 and 200 milligrams a day. Vitamin D is a no-brainer for me. Everybody should be taking it. It's linked to so many conditions. It's been linked to depression, dementia, Alzheimer's, even schizophrenia. There is a small study that shows that elderly patients who took vitamin D regularly had better cognitive function and memory than those who didn't. Magnesium, a favourite of mine, really good for menopausal women, for sleep, for bowel health. And now a study in 2022 of 2,500 elderly adults showed that those with a higher magnesium level had better cognitive function. It's not known whether or not people with dementia naturally have lower levels of magnesium for another reason, or whether having high levels of magnesium leads to avoiding dementia risk. Choline's another interesting one, found in eggs at its highest level. It's needed for the brain to make acetylcholine, which is essential for cognition and memory. One study of 2,000 people found those who consumed the highest amounts of choline had the lowest risk of cognitive decline. Ashwagandha, we hear lots about this. It's used in Ayurvedic medicine. There's some interesting data around this, and it seems like it's reasonable. In one small study, where for 8 weeks, participants were given either 300 milligrams of ashwagandha twice a day or placebo, showed that those taking ashwagandha had significant improvements in memory, cognitive function, executive performance than those who were taking placebo. And in another study where participants took 300 milligrams of modified release ashwagandha, after 90 days they showed significant improvement in memory and cognitive function than those who took the placebo. So ashwagandha looks quite promising. Now I couldn't leave this piece without talking about probiotics again, of course, because a healthy gut, the second brain, is a healthy mind. There are lots of studies in this, but there's one in particular in 2021 in the Journals of Gerontology Series A, where participants who took a probiotic with 2 specific bacteria in them, and I'll give details of this after the video, showed significant improvement in brain function and decreased perceived levels of stress. So that's quite interesting, and that just goes to show that it's not just all about our brain, it's about our gut. And you know how I feel about this. I'm thinking of taking a daily probiotic soon. It's about which one. As I've said, I'm looking at Simproof, but there are some others as well. And actually the daily greens, if you look up those, look quite interesting as well. So there's evidence for those ingredients. I found a PubMed evidence review which showed some good evidence for other things as well as choline, ashwagandha, lion's mane, ginger, turmeric. So I'm going to put a link to that below as well because it's an interesting study. And I think the important thing is this: a diet full of healthy food is a great way to start. Try and eat organic, try and eat non-farmed fish, pasture-fed meat, less and as raw as you can have it. So cook at home, non-processed, and include all of those vital nutrients, amino acids and other ingredients along the way. And that will help with a healthy brain throughout life and to the end.